So I decided to watch Fixed, and yeah. So this is going to be a very strange review for me because I'm gonna have to be very particular about what screenshots I show because it's very there's a lot of dog butthole and dog genitalia in this. Like it's just everywhere. Um, it I don't know because people are like, oh, it's not as bad as they made it sound, and no, it's just as bad as they made it sound. The trailer didn't lie. It's just a lot of like really gross, nasty sex humor, but with dogs. Um, I don't know what those people. That's the only reason why I watched it is because like on X, people are like, oh, people should give it a chance. It's not what it looked like on the trailers, and I blame the marketing. I know that when a movie fails, I always blame the marketing. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't. I was doubtful, but I decided, okay, I'll watch it. And no, that those people are crazy. It is if you're really into disgusting, gross humor, I guess this can be for you, because the message is just be yourself. Kinda, I guess. I guess that's what the message is. If there's a different message, let me know. But I guess let's jump right in. We start off with the dog gets adopted, a little mutt, and brings it home. Everyone loves him, and then we get an extended scene of him. Again, that's what I talk about, like using my words without getting demonetized. Pleasuring himself on the grandma's leg, and it goes on for a while. And again, there's a lot of back shots, so you see like his butthole and stuff, and he just can't help himself because he likes to do that to the grandma. The family gets mad at him. He's running around the house still with his dog getting his arousal. He sticks it in some ice cream. He's doing everything in the house, like the chairs and everything, and he has to, relieve himself. They throw him outside, and there's the neighbor dog who's like the supermodel dog, right? Like this prim and proper. I forget what kind of breed this dog is, but it's a super. You see it all the dog shows, and I guess they've been friends forever, and she's into him, and he's into her. But like he's too like nervous to like let it go any further than it does, because they start like flirting a little bit, but he's too stupid or too like he's comfortable with her, but then when they start talking about like relationship stuff, and it's always like it's super raunchy, like he sticks his dog parts inside of a hose, and there's a lot of that in this movie. It's really gross. So they get really really flirty, and then he like doesn't act on it because he's like, oh, that was weird, or were we flirting? Like he just didn't get it. Then like, oh, they're gonna go to the dog park. They get to the dog park, and then all the stupid silly dog jokes, like all dogs, they can't wait to go pee on everything, and they can't wait to poop on everything, and they can't wait to be go smell each other's butts. And so he has like a group of friends. So they're walking to the dog park together. And there's one dog that's eating poop. And all these like jokes go on way too long. So he's chewing the poop. I'm not going to show it. It's gross. And like he's like eating it. And it just goes on and on and on. Him chewing this caca. It's really gross. They have another friend whose owner dresses him up like a person for like Instagram likes. And they all make fun of him for acting like a human. They get to the park. They all run around and having park fun, sniffing each other's butts. An extended butt sniffing scene with lots of dog genitalia. They're chasing the ball. Then you get the why do dogs like to chase the balls? Then there's one dog who just got fixed. So he just got neutered. And there's some of the other dogs are neutered too. Like this big guy's been neutered, and then it's like, oh, it's not the end of the world. But then they're like, oh, I thought it was a fun party for me, and they let me do whatever I wanted. And then they took me to the doctor and neutered me. Our main character, his name Bull is his name, the gray guy. He still has all his parts. None of his friends do. All of his friends have been fixed. But he hangs out with them. And it's really weird because he's kind of a jerk because he like is proud of the fact that he's not fixed, but all his friends are. So like he kind of looks down on them because of that. Kinda. It's weird. They have a weird relationship with his friends. Then there's this his name's not Silver, Sterling. This prim and proper 80s jerk. You know, the classic, I belong in the yacht club and your guys are so poor. He's that kind of character. And, we get more genitalia jokes and nonstop, cussing and everything. It's not very funny. I laughed 2 times in this movie, and I'll point it out the 2 times that I laughed. Then you have 2 dogs doing it, and it's pretty graphic. Again, I'm not gonna show it, but they're doing it, and then Sterling's talking to Honey, which is the neighbor dog, and they're like, oh, you win first prize at the show, and then I could, me and you can do that, and then Honey is like being super forward with Bull here, and this is a screenshot that's like in the movie. She's like jamming her stuff all in his face and everything. Like, I don't know how much more of a signal you need, Bull. But then, end of the dog park, everyone's walking home. She's talking to Sterling, and he's like, oh, you have a really good chance of winning. And so he's like nice to her, but then he's not, because he's also like that 80s jerk kind of a guy. Tries to talk to Bull, but Bull already left because he's like, oh, she's talking to him, and he's way more handsome, and he's everything that a dog should be, and I'm just a dirty mutt. So he leaves, and he's really sad. Then he gets home, and everyone's being super nice to him because they're going to chop they're going to fix him. So they're being super, super nice to him, and they like fill the toilet bowl with Kool-Aid, and that's like the sign that they're going to do. They're going to take him in to get fixed. Is that a thing? I had a dog, Fiona, greatest dog that ever lived. I remember she got fixed, but we didn't do any of this crazy stuff. We didn't like, oh, let her eat out of the garbage and let her jump on the couch and destroy things because we're gonna get her fixed. Like that wasn't a thing. We didn't do that. Isn't that weird? Do people do that? Is that a thing? Did you put Kool-Aid in the toilet bowl? What? But so he realizes what's going to happen, and he gets to the park. So, oh man, I'm going to get fixed, and they're going to take off. But they're using more flowery language. I'm trying to be not as disgusting in the show, but they're using all the euphemisms that someone who cusses a lot would use. And then this is the part where I said, like, he's a weird relationship with his friends. Oh, it's going to make me less of a dog and all these things. But they're like, hey, we're all fixed, and we're your friends and we care about you. But then he's still looking down on them. And then even his name Rocco, the big dog, he's like, you know what? Go F yourself. You're a real piece of garbage, Bull, to say all this, how horrible it's going to be. And you'd be in the same boat as we are. And they kind of just tell him to go screw himself, which is nice because he deserves it. He's being a jerk. He's crying. Honey starts talking to him. And, she's like talking about she's going to go get ready for the show. And then... But she's always kind of hitting on him, but he's too like depressed to even know any better. He gets super sad. And then he's like, you know what? Forget this family. I'm going to go take off. I want to be a wild dog. I'm going to go live in the city. I don't need any of these humans. They're going to chop my stuff off. I don't need any of them. So he goes out on the town. This is the best part of the movie. Just the establishing shots. Look how good this looks. I love this city. That's the best part of the movie. Hands down. 100% best part of the movie. So he's like talking to his... lower extremities, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go live on the town. He goes to a food festival. He's eating random garbage and food, just being like an alley dog, there's someone's. Then I was wondering if there was gonna be a weed joke. So here's the weed joke. There's a bunch of dudes hotboxing in a car. He smells the weed. He gets super high. He thinks he sees Honey, and Honey's like hitting on him, and he's like, oh, I wanna do stuff to you. I'm not going to say what she says because it's super gross. And then she starts doing the stuff to him. And then he realizes it wasn't her. It was just a couple of rats nibbling at his bottom parts. And then I chuckled because that's what you get for smoking weed. So whatever you smoke weed, this will happen to you. He freaks out. He tries to get out of there, but everything reminds him of getting fixed, chopping the tomatoes, frying the falafels, like everything that's round in shape. Then since he's still high, he starts to talk to his bottom parts. I'm not going to show any of this because it's gross. He's talking to them, and they're talking to him, and they're having a full-blown conversation with his testicles. Then his testicles jump off his body and run away from him, so he's chasing his testicles around, and this is just him being high. Runs into some cats. He thought the cats had his testicles, but they don't. It was just like a tennis ball. Then he's like, oh man, I still have my boys. Oh, I'm sorry, cats. But then the rest of the cat, because cats and dogs hate each other, and they're cussing at each other. So these cats are going to mess him up. He plays dead. And then they're going to still attack him. His buddies show up, even though the buddies he treated like crap show up. They help defend him, and they talk for a little bit. Then the cats just do like this weird meowing thing. It's like they're trying to hypnotize us. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. The joke wasn't funny. And it didn't get any funnier that you stretched it out for a solid minute of just meow, meow. Super weird. So the cats start attacking them. They kind of get messed up a little bit, but they're able to get away. And then his friend's like, hey, you know what? We're going to go be wild dogs with you. Your last night with your boys, we're going to, enjoy the night. So they go chasing a squirrel, and they're running around. They end up kind of destroying a restaurant. They catch the squirrel and rip it to shreds. Again, I'm going to be selective with my screenshots because like literally blood and viscera everywhere. They rip this squirrel apart. Blood and guts everywhere. The little dog, I forget it, Lucky. His name's Lucky. The little guy goes, oh, there's another squirrel, but it's a skunk. The skunk skunks him, but he like loves the way it makes him feel like it's like another drug for him. But it's super gross. They go to we can poop anywhere we want and pee anywhere we want. They're running around doing that. They see a lady with the purse puppy. You know how like these really expensive ladies get these designer puppies and they carry them around in a bag. They rescue him. They're running around with this guy. He gets hit by a car and dies. He gets literally smushed. So, hooray for him, right? They did the right thing doing this. They're running around. Bull gets hit by a car. Honey's in the car because she's on her way to the dog show. She tries to talk to him. She has to, they take off, and then he realizes, oh, the dog show's really close. Let's get down there. I got to tell Honey that I love her. They break into the dog show by doing the 3 dogs in a trench coat, and then like he has like a fake erection. Again, everything's like a sex joke, but he's able to get into the dog show. All the other dogs are very robotic. They're just like weird dogs because they're like trained and proper and prim. Sterling wins the male category. Honey wins the female category. And then Bull sees them and he's like, what am I even thinking? She deserves to be with the champion, not with me. He gets super sad. He's going to leave. Rocco here, I guess he has an ongoing joke about him not being able to feed when he was a pup because his mom had too many puppies, so he wasn't able to ever feed on a teat. So like he's a really, really insecure about that. He gets out there because he gets mistaken for another dog. And then when they're doing the examination, they filled all the dogs everywhere. So it fills him down there. He freaks out. Basically a riot at the dog show. They get out of there. They're like, what a ruined night. This is, awful. I don't care anymore. Honey's going to be with Sterling. And then, I loved her, but I can never be with her. So this surprised me. They're going to go to a doggy hump house. For the ladies of ill repute. So they're going to go there so they can go get some action because that's what they want to say. Hey, let's use your parts before you get them cut off. You get to the door, and this is a transgender dog. And it's like the bouncer at the door. Lucky falls in love with the Frankie is the name of this dog here. And Frankie is in love with her, so Frankie's going to go with her. They go into the doggy, it's not even a strip joint, it's like a prostitute house. All kinds I'm going to be, again, very selective with my screenshots here. Really gross stuff. Then there's like a dominatrix dog, and then there's like a dog the bathwater stuff. And then they see a dog that's the same breed as Honey. And they're like, hey, that's the girl. Go be with her because it looks like Honey and you can kind of just pretend it's her. Some other girl named Molasses, so Honey and Molasses because she's like brown. And then they kind of talk him into like hanging out with her and going to go be with her. So Bull goes off with her. Lucky's with the transgender dog, and they have this whole thing about, he has this conversation about, he says he does all these crazy things and he's trying to find himself and he can't really love himself. That's why Lucky does all this wild stuff. And then Frankie here says, yo, you got to love yourself and who you are on the inside. And then they go and start licking themselves, licking each other. Again, very sexual. It's so gross. So they're having their fun. Bull is with Molasses, and she's basically giving him the go-ahead. Lots of doggy butthole. That's so gross. She keeps like saying, hey, buddy, let's go. But he's like trying to like joke around and be funny like how he is with Honey, how he's able to like say silly jokes and stuff. And she's like, you're wasting my time. If we're going to do this thing or not. She kind of gets him to mount. But then as soon as he does, Honey shows up and she's like, I can't believe you're with this, you're here doing this. And I thought, you were different. You're just like all the other dogs. He can't release himself because dogs to clamp on. He tries to go after her. The cops show up to bust up the joint. Everyone gets arrested. They get thrown in the clink. The hooshkow. they're in jail. Then there's just little gross scenes. And there's like a nasty pregnant dog with their teats out, and then Rocco's like, oh, I want to get on those. It's really gross. They're in jail. I really thought there was going to be a musical number, but there's not. Honey has a chip in her, so they're able to like call her owner. So she's going to get out. They're still stuck in jail. Then they come up with the plan. And this plan's gross, and I'm not going to show any of it. They all come up with the idea that they're going to start barking and making a lot of noise, and then they're all going to urinate over the guards and then steal the keys. This is a very long scene of them just urinating everywhere and all over the guards, all on their faces. It's a big giant pool of piss. I don't know. That's not funny. It's super gross. So they're able to get the keys, and since What's-His-Face can act like a human, he can unlock doors apparently. So everyone gets out. Lucky finds Roxy so they can like be together, or Frankie. Lucky finds Frankie. They can be together. He gets back to his old neighborhood because they heard that, since Sterling and her both won championships, they're going to breed them so they can make championship dogs. He gets home. Of course, Sterling's like just a 80s jerk. He's, I got to do all my stretches before we can go out and do this. So he's trying to do his stretches. Bull's trying to jump the fence. And he just keeps hitting the wall because he can't jump the fence. And I thought to myself, why aren't his friends helping him? They're about to do it. His friend helps him jump the fence. He like bounces all over the place. Lands on top of Honey. And of course, Sterling is so full of himself, he's not even looking at what he's doing. So instead of being with Honey, he's with Bull. So Bull takes one for the team, and he confesses everything to Honey about how much he's always loved her and everything. But this whole scene takes place while he's being rutted by Sterling. And that goes on for a while, and then she says how much she loves him and how she cares about him, and then they care about each other. And then Sterling finishes. Bull jumps back over to the fence to his side. Jokes about that happening to him. Gets home. His owners miss him very much. The night comes. Him and Roxy have that whole like confession, in private about how much they care about each other. And then they end up getting together. Next morning, it's time to go to the doctor. And on his way to the doctor, he has this whole fantasy about all the good times he had with his underparts. And then it's like a whole dream sequence. Again, super gross. He gets the surgery, goes back to the dog park, talks to all the other dogs. Hey, it's not so bad. I'm dealing with it. He had puppies with Honey. So some of the puppies look like him, some look like her. Sterling can't figure it out. How could this have happened? So then Sterling's going to go get fixed. And that's like the big joke. But I thought the whole point of the movie was it didn't matter if you were fixed or not. It's who you are on the inside. But now it's a joke because it's happening to him. I don't know. Then she's like, hey, honey's like, hey, me and the girls are going to go out for girls' night. Can you watch the kids? So the girls go to that same hump house. And there's a big bear on stage. And then the bear's dancing around with all of his parts. And you can see everything. They don't show sausage. But they show like a lot of testicles. And they're all over the place. So he has a big giant butt. And his testes are everywhere. The ladies start pouring honey all over him. And that's like what the girls do on girls' night. And that's the end of the movie. What in the freaking world was this film? What's the message? You're not your balls, and who you are on the inside is what matters, and finding someone who cares about you is what's important. Don't be a jerk. Like, I don't know. Like, so I don't know what the hell these people were saying that this wasn't a disgusting film and it wasn't super raunchy and gross. That's all it was. Every joke was that. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I did say I laughed 2 times. The one time was when the rats were biting his testicles. And then when he was saying he was being born, it was like triplets because he's so proud of his testicles that the doctor thought it was 3 puppies. That's how big they were. That made me laugh because it's like, what the hell are you even talking about? 2 times it made me laugh. And there's about 10 million jokes in this movie. Yeah, I can see why people hate this. It's pretty gross. It's an unrecommend because it does. Let's talk about what I liked. The actual art style isn't bad. I do like this kind of classic cartoony style, but it's just super raunchy and it doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. I just don't like it. Yeah, there was some discourse going on where people were like threatening the people who made this movie, like wanting them to like hurt themselves. That's crazy. I think this movie is garbage, but I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. I don't care about the people who made it. You know, I don't hate them personally. I just think they made a super raunchy movie that appeals to some people and it really doesn't appeal to me. It's okay to be yourself. Love who you love, all that jazz, you know, don't run around with your stuff hanging out. I don't know. That's the end of that. Thanks for watching, guys. I get this, the things I watch for this show, but, yeah, thanks everybody. Do all those fun YouTube things, like, follow, subscribe. Did you guys like this movie? I really want to honestly, did people truly enjoy this film? And did you enjoy it because of its raunchiness, or did you like see past the raunchiness to like whatever the story was? I don't know. It just did not really do it for me, guys. But more reviews coming along, TV shows, movies, and I love animation, even stuff that I don't like. I'll give it a shot. I really tried, but it just didn't do it for me. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.